Reuters reports that according to the United Nations, targeted killings of civilians in Afghanistan doubled last year as an expanding insurgency strikes at Western efforts to build up the Afghan government and security forces. In an annual report, the United Nations said 2010 marked the most lethal year for noncombatants in the nearly decade-old war, with a 15% increase in the number of civilians killed to 2,777, continuing a steady rise over the past 4 years. Insurgents were responsible for 75% of those deaths. UN Assistant Secretary General for Human Rights, Ivan Simonovic, said the UN human rights officials had been, quote, in communication with the Taliban, offering guidance to reduce civilian casualties. The report says abductions rose 83% and violence continued to spread from the south to the northeast and west. But the most alarming trend, it said, was a 105% increase in the targeted killings of government officials, aid workers, and civilians perceived to be supportive of the Afghan government or NATO-led foreign forces. The tactic threatens to undermine further the handover of responsibility for security to the Afghan government, police, and army starting this year, as Washington and its NATO allies seek to draw down their combined 150,000-strong force. In many parts of Afghanistan, local governors live behind sandbags on U.S. military outposts, and government officials rarely travel to the areas they're supposed to run. UN envoy to Afghanistan, Staffan de Mistura, spoke to reporters.
People are afraid going to vote, and people are afraid of being elected. People are afraid of actually participating to the civilian society there.
The report, issued jointly with the Afghanistan Independent Human Rights Commission, says the social and psychological impact of assassinations are, quote, more devastating than a body count would suggest.